This game is something else, man. It's the early 2000s, and games about ferrying people around in taxis are all the rage. I mean, you had Crazy Taxi, Crazy Taxi 2. Now, a little developer by the name of Radical Entertainment wanted a piece of that sweet, insane taxi gameplay. Now, if you've ever heard of Radical, it's probably from one of these games. Basically, they're known for their quality license games, and this was their first attempt. The exact details of how Radical managed to obtain the Simpsons license from Fox aren't quite known. However, what is known is that at E3 2001, the company presented this.
What do you think? I got the need for speed. Homer for hire at your service.
Can you take me to the Quickie Mart?
The game was being published in collaboration with both EA Games and Fox Interactive, and was released a few months later in November 2001, and was met with rather down-the-middle reviews. Most reviewers saw it as nothing more than a lazy ripoff of Crazy Taxi with terrifying renditions of the Simpsons cast plastered onto it, though that didn't stop the game from selling well, reaching 5.2 million sales by 2006. But there was someone that had a rather charged opinion on the game. Well, by someone, I mean a massive conglomerate. That being Sega. Sega was sort of ticked off at Radical for the game. This was practically a carbon copy of Crazy Taxi with some slightly different physics and Simpsons branding on it. Sega of America proceeded to file a lawsuit against Fox Entertainment later in 2003, though the case never managed to actually reach the courts, instead being settled in a private mediation for an unknown amount of money. Clearly, Fox wasn't very upset about the lawsuit, however, to the point that they even kept Radical on call for possibly their biggest game, The Simpsons Hit and Run. Though, this video isn't about that, as wonderful as that game is. Alright, all of this drama revolving around this game, and there's still a question, is The Simpsons Road Rage even any good? Well, okay. In my nostalgia-riddled brain, yes, I want to say that this game is a masterpiece of the insanity taxi genre. I want to say that it's perfect, that everybody should go out and buy a 6th generation console just so they can play it. But, really? Yeah, no, this game isn't the best out there. There's a few different modes in this game. You got Road Rage, which is the standard Crazy Taxi mode, drive as fast as you can to get fares, good times give you more time and money, go as long as you can, and make as much as you can. Then there's the Mission mode, which is excruciatingly simple, and sometimes needlessly difficult. There's also Sunday Driver, which lets you drive around various maps for as long as you want, and finally there's the Best mode, which is Head-to-Head. Head-to-Head mode pits you against another player. Both of you race towards a single fare, and you try to slam into the other person in order to steal a passenger. First to whatever cash amount you set wins. This mode is super fun with friends, and is honestly the highlight of the whole game. So what, I hear you ask? What makes it any worse than Crazy Taxi? Why wouldn't you recommend it wholeheartedly? It really only comes down to a single reason, and it's because the game isn't nearly as polished as Sega's. Crazy Taxi, for all of its blatant product placement, is an incredibly solid product. The physics managed to stay consistent, and I can't personally remember ever slamming my car into an invisible wall, or going flying just from driving over a streetlight. Road Rage is simply too inconsistent to recommend over Crazy Taxi. With that being said, you don't have to recommend a product over another to recommend it. If you have a way to access this game, oh my god, go out and play it right now. Solid product be damned, this game is funny as hell. There's no other game on this planet that Krusty the Clown can pick up Hans Moleman off the side of the road and drive him to Patty and someone's apartment going at 80 miles per hour, all while being chased by Mr. Burns and Smithers with absolutely banging music in the background. The Simpsons Road Rage is hard to even describe as a game. It's practically an experience. You aren't coming into it to play a competent game of Crazy Taxi. You're going into it to see what kind of wacky shit you can get up to with these monster-esque renditions of the characters. On top of all that, I don't think I properly conveyed just how much fun the multiplayer in this game is. I can't remember the last time I've laughed so hard while playing a game with my friends. It's completely ridiculous in the best possible way. So I'll say it one more time. If you have a way of playing this copyright-infringing game, please go and do it. You won't regret it, I promise you. If you're at all a fan of laughing at a game that clearly wasn't taking itself seriously, you'll have an absolutely amazing time with Road Rage. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to check out some of my other stuff. It's mostly of similar quality, I hope. Either way, I'll see you next time.